And tell me, what is Speak Life?
So Speak Life, it started out just with a movement within my classroom. It's 2009. Now I feel like I've been speaking life the moment I stepped into the classroom as a teacher because I just believe in the power of empowering people with words. I feel like words are just that important. If there's such thing as fighting words, then there's a such thing as life words. And so I believe in life words. And so I started just by empowering and motivating students with affirmation statements, statements to help them understand that they are greater than they realize, that they can do anything, that they are smart, that there's a genius inside of them. And so I started telling my students that, and I said it so much until they believed it. And then they started saying it, and then it started to spill over to their parents. It started to spill over to the community. And that's when I had an epiphanic moment. And that moment was the way you empower your community is through your community's children. The way you bless your community, the way you recognize the strength of your community is by recognizing the strengths inside of our youth. And in order for our youth to recognize their strengths, it has to be identified. Somebody has to tell them that. Somebody has to believe in them until they believe in themselves. And I just felt like that was just something that worked and is right and is truth. And so I said, okay, but I didn't want to start anything. I don't believe in just putting a title to something. I believe in substance more than just a title. And so I said, let me just keep doing this. And I started calling my students doctors, doctor this. Whether they want to be a medical doctor or get a PhD or EDD, I just want them to shoot for the highest academic potential they can possibly reach for. And now some of them, that was 2006, some of them are now studying to become doctors. And I'm getting messages from them. I'm almost there, I'm close. But it wasn't until 2009 when what I was doing in the classroom started to catch wind and people started to recognize it outside of the classroom, whether it be churches. And so different leaders would ask me to come to their churches and bring my students with them. Now that's different. Why am I bringing my elementary school classroom to a church? I wasn't preaching in the classrooms, separation between church and state, so I wasn't, quoting verses, but I was giving life. And apparently it resonated with certain youth leaders who wanted to get that same thing done for their students, for their young people. And they wanted to let people know that in our community, what we've been teaching in our churches, we're seeing, it exemplified in schools. And this is an example. And so the students would come with me and they would recite and quote their affirmation statements in church events. And it really empowered the community and empowered environments. And so I would be asked to do keynote presentations all over the place, all over the state. And then I had someone advise me and say, okay, you now need to incorporate this, because it's becoming bigger than you. And I inspire people all the time about being a part of something that's bigger than you. And so that's when I decided to name it Speak Life. So that way it wouldn't feel like it's a business more than it is a movement. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it's a calling. That's why I exist, to speak life. And some people may say, well, speaking life is not doing anything. That's just words. And words are cheap. I'm like, no, they're not. We built our country off words. As soon as you're born, they give you a birth certificate and ask you to put words on it. Your name is made up of words. And so I want to really bring back the essence of what words mean so that we can be more intentional about the words that we use when it comes to our youth, and to be more intentional about what our youth are exposed to when it comes to words. Mm-hmm. Speaking is an action. And people try to make it seem like words sometimes are just that. We're in a newspaper office that produces words. Words guide our day. Words change our lives. So why not be intentional about the words that we use to improve the quality of lives for the people that we lead, the people that we serve, the people that we love? And I just believe in that.
Mm-hmm.